What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time, of course, we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of Reack content and live react of harmful slurs, heavy rain playthrough. That's right. And it looks like Phil's already looking to rage quit Heavy Rain and move on to another playthrough, because just like everything else he does, the support is initially good, and then of course it just wanes off. And Heavy Rain slash harmful slurs content isn't any different, folks. The dents just weren't having it and we're getting mighty bored. Anyway, let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap.
Okay, then we started with DSP versus the internet over on DSP Reacts. This is my weekly clips react show where I watch clips that are submitted by the channel members of that channel. It's a variety show. We watch a ridiculous variety of clips. This week, there was only around 7 or 8 nominations from Ultra members. These are the people who are the biggest tiered members of the channel, but they're guaranteed to get 4 videos watched a month, 1 per week on the show. Once we got through those, we went into the more submissions level tier, which is basically a bunch of people competing to get their videos watched in a randomized playlist. We got about halfway through the playlist this week. There was no distractions, meaning there was like no Q&A questions from anyone or anything like that. It was just a lot of watching of videos. It was a good show, I feel. Like, a lot of things were covered, a lot of different topics, a lot of variety. And in general, I really enjoyed doing it. And I hope that you'll like it. It's actually, I feel, one of the better weeks for the content of the show. Remember, the way it works is 2 videos went live today, and then each day for the next 4 days, another video will go live at 10 a.m. Pacific time on DSP Reacts. But if you become a member of the channel, number 1, you can actually nominate clips for next week's show if you're a submissions or ultra level tier member. Or also, you can just watch the archive stream right now. It's sitting there live waiting to be watched by members, and you can do that if you become a member today. Okay? Now,
yeah, Phil, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, specifically about this was probably the best show you've done, but first of all, the views were garbage, Phil. You barely cracked 200 people watching that shit, and the people in your chat could care fucking less. Most of those people that were there, of course, were like always, were LARPers. I don't even think Derek showed up. I didn't even see Derek fucking spam the chat at all the whole day. That's how fucking boring your React content is, Phil. And let's not even get into support. You made 30 bucks on that playthrough, and most of that was 1 Minute Man dropping his daily tithe of $25. I think it's time, Phil, that you wrap up this experiment, this project, and move on to something else. Just like I showed you last week on my financial analysis report, your channel is simply tanking. And the only thing that DSP Throwbacks and DSP React is doing is just watering down your support and your content for DSP Gaming. You're not gaining any additional support or money or views. You're not, Phil. Because if you look at your grand totals for everything, money-wise, view-wise, it's down significantly from last year and even lower compared to 2022, Phil. So I think it's time to wrap it up. I think the novelty of DSP Throwbacks is done, and your DSP React content is just you sitting there, laughing, repeating what the person says in the video, and that's it. It's not even fun anymore. It used to be fun where we could go and laugh at you, and you'd say something stupid, extremely stupid, but you're completely mailing it, and you're not even fucking trying. You look so bored. You see that picture right here, that still image right there of Phil's eyes closed? That's how he looks like every single time when he does this fucking React content. It's just fucking boring and dead. I mean, it's not even fun for the detractors to watch it because there's nothing there. It's just you fucking being boring as always. Anyway, that's all I had to say about the React ad content. Let's move on to, of course, the harmful slurs React content of Heavy Rain.
after that, tonight, it was DSP Throwback time, because on the Throwback channel, I streamed Retro React of Heavy Rain continuing on. This was actually the 4th session we had done of it, meaning basically been doing it now for a month, okay? And once again, decent attendance, good engagement, people enjoying, supporting, good stuff tonight. Had a good vibe, nice positive vibe, everyone laughing at the classic playthrough. We got another 10 parts through. The playthrough's 60 parts, and we're now 40 parts in. So we are going at the right pacing of 10 parts a week to finish it basically in 2 more weeks. You know, it went pretty well. Good, funny stuff tonight. Actually, some more game bugs. This was actually a situation where I got so upset because the game was controlling poorly and having game bugs that I reloaded. And, you know, today, God forbid if I try to reload in a game like this, people would freak out at me. But hey, back then I wasn't a streamer. I was just, you know, someone doing videos on demand. So I had more freedom to kind of do whatever I wanted and no one gave me crap for it. But overall, good progress, great vibes, you know, good stuff. I will say this, if you're someone who's watching the videos on demand on that channel over the course of the week, thank you for the viewership. It is the most watched video series I'm doing on that channel. Maybe consider supporting the playthrough outside of just watching, because the ad revenue on that channel is like non-existent. It's seriously like $1 a day, but maybe a super thanks on one of the videos, because those actually have super thanks enabled. You know, maybe a tip if you take a look at the description. If you become a member, again, much like DSP Reacts, you can actually access the archive stream immediately and watch everything you missed in one go rather than having to wait all week, because just like DSP Reacts, it's going to be one video a day, so one tonight and then one for the next 4 days, each one a day. So good React day overall. Definitely still having fun with it. I feel like, you know, Heavy Rain, now we got 2 more weeks to finish it, basically, which we will. After that, I feel like definitely if we keep up with the weekly schedule of reacting, I should definitely mix it up and not do more Heavy Rain. Reason being, I'm noticing there is attendance kind of falling off. People are going to want something new after that. I know that. And the thing is, you might say, well, what do you mean? If you beat Heavy Rain, isn't it over? Well, there's a whole DLC called The Taxidermist. That's a really good DLC for it. And there was a whole run that I called Alternate Choices, where I went back to select parts in the game and reloaded and tried different options to see how it would then change the outcome of the game. And that also was several hours of gameplay that I could go back and watch and react to. But I'll be honest, I do think like once we beat the main storyline the first time, we should give it a rest and maybe save those for future runs, because I don't want to just keep doing Heavy Rain for 2-3 months. People are going to get bored with it. You know what I mean? So I guess what we got to start thinking about is what's next. After Heavy Rain finishes in 2 weeks, what would be the next playthrough you want to see? Do you want me to go back to one that I already started, like Dark Souls 1 or Red Dead 1? Do you want to see me start something new, like possibly Bully or Bioshock? Or do you have another idea of something you'd like to see? Definitely let me know. You know, you can leave feedback here or over on the DSP Throwback videos. Duh, that's a great place, obviously, to leave the feedback, because I'll be probably looking for feedback to do a poll in a couple of weeks that you guys will vote on to determine what the next project is over there, okay?
All right, folks, so you heard it here from Phil himself. It looks like he's looking to wage quit. Phil's looking to wage quit Heavy Rain. That's right. He wants to get out and move on to something else, because why? Support dropped. He barely cracked $50 yesterday, and that was after multiple begs during the playthrough. And he got to, what, $52 or something like that? One of his dents felt sorry for him and dropped him some cash. And that was it. The novelty Phil has worn off. The harmful slurs is funny for a little bit, but then people get bored and move on. As you can clearly see from the support, it was abysmal. And I know you're going to try to sit here and blame other factors, like the daylight savings time. That's right, because of daylight savings time and the clocks moving forward an hour, Phil lost all the support. That's why no one came out, no one cared about Heavy Rain. That's why no one came out and supported the React content. That's what it was. The Earth's rotation is a fucking detractor. That's right. God himself, the Almighty God, is a detractor because of the way he established our seasons and our planetary axis, and how the northern and southern hemispheres move into the summer and winter patterns. Yeah, that's right. Almighty God is the detractor and trying to stop Phil from succeeding. Oh my God. I mean, again, I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself, but it's the continual pattern with Phil. He does something initially and it does good, and then it just dries up. He just milks it to fucking no end. Let's look at the co-op streams with Cat. 2 Q&A sessions, support dried up by the second Q&A session. Phil got bored and said, let's do something else. So then he decided, let's do co-op gameplay of Dendoko Island. What happened? Second playthrough, support was abysmal. Phil wage quit that shit, and Cat quit it as well. It's just a pattern with you, Phil. So you might as well just keep changing everything up every week. Why not? Fuck it. Forget the fact that you don't finish games. And why don't you play those viral meme games that everyone in your chat asks you for? Why aren't you playing Suicide Squad? Why aren't you playing those other free games that are out there that you can get some initial support? And it doesn't matter anyway, because the way things are going for you, Phil, you do it 2 or 3 times, the support is abysmal after the fact, or support drops, and then you want to move on to something else anyway, Phil. So how about you just stop playing this fucking game of yours and just do whatever brings you money? Become, Phil, that Baldur's Gate 3 streamer that you want to be, Phil. Just play Baldur's Gate 24/7. That's it, because it's the only thing bringing you any money. The only fucking thing. React, dead. Throwback, dead. Co-op with Cat, dead. All of these fucking things, all of these grandeur ideas that you had, Phil, are fucking dead. It's just March. We just started March, and Phil already sounds the fucking defeated. It was just like last year. It was around the same period after March 16th, after the Side Scrollers podcast, Phil just became defeated, and it just, his whole channel, everything became fucking abysmal. I mean, more abysmal than it usually is. And he's following the same fucking pattern. He was excited at the beginning of the year. He was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a new channel, just like last year. I'm going to do a documentary. All of that shit, it's repeating again. Rinse, repeat from 2023. And the only difference here is he was smart enough not to do the documentary. But again, he got shit for that because he rage quit that documentary, and it made him look even stupider. So, Phil, again, you're not fooling anybody. I mean, he's so fucking pathetic that the only thing he has going for him now are fucking filters. Noise filters. Noise filters will save the business for Phil. This motherfucker spent nearly 20 minutes yesterday on the podcast talking about these noise filters. 20 fucking minutes. And then he talked about it today again on the fucking Daily Wrap. If you look at the fucking breakdown of what he talked about and what he did during his whole fucking day, 30% of his fucking content is talking about fucking noise filters. Something that you should have done 15 years ago, Phil. The fuck is wrong with you? God, fucking dead. Phil is the epitome of what a deadhead is. His followers follow his lead. They're moronic, they're stupid. So let's keep going.
Also, yes, undoubtedly people were late for the streams today because our clocks moved forward an hour today. Everything was an hour earlier. Yeah, there were people who were coming in like, oh crap, I didn't realize, and what can you do? I'm hoping that people will get back on track over the week. Speaking of the week, tomorrow, Monday the 11th, is another streaming day for me, but only a half day. So it's going to be DSP versus, the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming in the morning, and that'll be at 11:15 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's the difference. And it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth immediately following that. There will not be a late stream tomorrow. Why? Number one, I have to film some private Patreon React videos. And number two, I have to work more on my personal stuff for the business behind the scenes this time of year. Just got to work on this stuff. And it sucks because I want to be here and streaming with you guys, and I can't. And it's going to be like this for 2 more weeks, this week and next week. And then after that, we should get back into the regular swing of things where I can be here every day, double streaming for you again. But I would hope you could come by and hang out with me on the podcast and support it. If you can come by and hang out with me in Final Fantasy VII and support it. Yeah, it sucks only doing one stream and wondering if I'm going to have a good day or not because I'm only doing a half day. Hopefully, it does go well. And hopefully, people will hang out with me and engage in support for the stream that I will be here. Okay, I go back to full-time streaming on Tuesday. It's going to be the podcast, Baldur's Gate 3, and Like a Dragon. Okay? Guys, thank you so much. A great streaming day. I'm glad that the new filters that I put on this microphone are working. This is the last thing I want to talk about. I have the 3 new filters on here. The suppressor, the limiter, and the noise gate. And today's feedback overall was it's better. The one weird thing is if I get really loud, basically instead of hearing me loud, it muffles the sound. So you never get your ears blown out if you're wearing headphones or whatever, but it is kind of weird. So people are saying when I laugh, like I go, just like that. It doesn't sound like me anymore. People are saying it actually muffles it, and it doesn't sound like me laughing anymore. I mean, that's the trade-off you get. You understand? Like, it's either that or your ears get blown out. So which is the lesser of 2 evils? I guess people liked the filters a lot today. Obviously, I want your feedback. Watch the videos from today. Let me know what you thought of how it sounded. I would love that feedback. And, you know, should I keep these on? Should I tweak them a little? Or is it all good, right? Let me know what you think. And we'll go from there, all right? Everyone, thank you so very much. Have a good evening. Be safe. See you tomorrow for a fun podcast. And, of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Have a good night.
All right, folks, that's right. You guys heard it. The noise filter will save the business. Noise filters will save the business for Phil. Big ups, Phil, for being only 10 years late to the party, but I'm glad you finally realized it. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, they're filters. I mean, this is the... Again, I know he sits here and says, well, I didn't know, someone told me. Phil, why don't you fucking Google or YouTube? You have a YouTube premium subscription. Why don't you fucking YouTube how to better set up my mic or how a better mic settings for OBS? And you would have found all that shit. I recently upgraded about 8-9 months ago. I ended up getting a new Shure mic, upgraded from my old setup that I had. And dude, within 15 minutes, I figured out the best settings, how to set it up, everything in 15 fucking minutes. And I put in noise filters, I put in my pop filter, I put in a gain, everything's all set up. And I even had to fucking put a gain for your fucking videos because your videos are so fucking low every time. But now I no longer need that because now you're actually too fucking loud. And your setup is still screwed up. It doesn't sound right, Phil. And I think a lot of that just has to do with your fucking cheap ass microphone. You need to upgrade and buy a new microphone, Phil. And that microphone's old as fuck. You need to just move on, spend the extra cash, cut back on some of the Hogan pulls, and just spend it on a fucking mic. But anyway, yeah. Our boy Phil had a pretty bad, rough day yesterday. And not to matter, you know, today he only has one stream because, of course, this guy has to spend another 5 hours filming React videos for Slayer and his propaganda videos. And then he has to finish up his taxes. What I don't fucking understand is why does it take this motherfucker so much time to do his taxes? Why? I have 3 businesses that I run. 3 fucking businesses. I maintain my documentation on a weekly basis. I know exactly what income I get. I know what taxes I pay, and I even know what I can deduct. What I can deduct is just plugging it in once a week, and not every week either. It's probably maybe twice a month, and I spend maybe 10-15 minutes doing that. And I pay my taxes quarterly without any problems. And at the end of the year, it literally takes me, Phil, 1 hour to get all my fucking paperwork together, figure out whether I overpaid or underpaid, and file my taxes. Literally 1 fucking hour, Phil. So I don't understand why you can't fucking do it for a YouTube channel. Your pathetic, boring YouTube channel. You have 1 revenue source and you can't figure it the fuck out. Fucking pathetic, dude. But again, this is the guy that took nearly 10 years to figure out noise filters. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.